right.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome me back.
Welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, dude.
How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. How you doing?
Yeah, we're pretty good.
How was it?
Chilling.
How was it when I was not here?
Quiet, relaxing, peaceful.
I was not here. Did you notice?
I did notice.
Do you know where I was?
No, where were you?
Not here.
I knew that.
It was
I
awesome.
came to your house and I was just like, James. And no one answered.
Well, that kind of just makes you an idiot because I told you.
Well, I didn't really do that.
Oh,
Doing a thing,
just
making a laugh.
having a laugh. Yeah, America.
Fuck yeah.
I was.
So how was your trip?
My trip was. My trip was. It was. I went. It was interesting.
Let's start with the flight there. Anything interesting happen? How did you fly? Did you go direct? What airline did you take?
Yeah, straight from my house to my house and my parents' house in Kansas City.
That's really rare that airplanes will do that. You must have paid a lot for that service. Usually you gotta go to an airport and stuff.
I think. I mean, usually have to, or are you supposed to? I think you're supposed to.
You pretty much usually have to.
I think you always have to. Except when I fly.
Well, I mean, like, what's his name? From Saturday Night Fever. What's it? John Travolta. You know, he's got an airport at his house. He can just get in his house, leave the house, get in the plane.
I think it is registered as an airport. It's a private airport, but it is an airport.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah,
So yeah,
I mean,
it is controlled by the FAA.
what about a helicopter? That count?
I think it is.
It's not an airport.
I think it is an avian device. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Steve. But the flight was interesting. I had 3 flights, so that was awesome.
On the way there?
On the way there, yes,
Oh, never done that.
and on the way back. Yeah,
Never done that.
yeah. It was.
With
It
the
was not the
exception,
smoothest way to fly.
with the exception of once or twice I had to stop in Amsterdam, but we couldn't get off the plane just to refuel.
You couldn't get off of the plane.
No, they did not let you get off the plane. We landed, they refueled, and we took off again. Took about an hour, I think. 45 minutes to an hour we were on the ground. So they don't let you go run around Amsterdam for that, short bit of time. Other than that,
Well, that sounds-
I've never had a layover.
Yeah, I had a layover.
That would just annoy the fuck out of me.
Well, when you're from Kansas, it's not much of a choice.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm not from Kansas.
Oh, that's the reason why?
Yep.
Oh.
My parents were like, "Let's stay in Kansas," and I was like, "Get the fuck out of Kansas."
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it might have been like 15 years before I was born, but
Right. So you probably wouldn't have had much choice.
I went around in there just going like, "Don't go to Kansas."
So, okay, in Tel Aviv, I was on the People Mover at the airport.
I love that thing.
Uh, France does not have that, but we'll get to France in a minute. We'll get to France in about 49 minutes. Um, uh, at the airport in Tel Aviv, I came across this, and I'm not really entirely sure what it is. Something from China. I tried to maximize. Let me see if I can here. See if I can make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if I'll be able to read this stuff at the very top. But yeah, it says energy revolution benefits mankind. And it's over like one of the doorways along the, like in front of, it looks like it used to be a terminal, but it's not in use.
Is it possible it was like some kind of company and that was like a banner that they?
I don't think so,
They
because
took
this.
a chartered flight.
I don't think so. It could be, but I don't know why they would advertise
That's
themselves
the company,
like that.
and that was the meeting point, so they knew that they were going to meet there, and they. Were
I don't know. It looks
chartered company.
It looks
flight or
too
something.
permanent for it to be. It looks like it's an ad for you to see. Energy revolution benefits mankind
Oh, maybe
in Tel Aviv.
That's in Israel.
That's in Israel. This is Ben Gurion. This is one of the terminals along the walkway. Yeah.
Huh. Odd.
No idea. Oh yeah, here. You see up at the top, Yitzia.
Oh yeah.
No clue.
Weird. Okay, what happened after that?
Well, after that, I got on a plane. It was like 9 in the morning or something. My flight was at 12.
Had you slept at all the night before?
Nope.
That's the best.
Did I sleep on the planes? Nope.
That sucks.
Yeah, I didn't sleep at all. I should have. Well, here I'll go on with showing pictures. On the plane, they have the duty free magazine, right?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever gotten anything from the duty free magazine?
I have not.
So I saw this in the duty free magazine. I didn't turn it around, so it's still on its side. But it's some, what is this? 3 Terra Dreamers. There's some perfume, but it has the ad. It has the link from the app, from the Fly and Buy app, with their text written over it, like a little off-centered. But it said press to or add to cart, and then it says the same in Hebrew, because they weren't paying attention when they made the ad. I thought that was funny.
That's sad.
It
Funny.
really is, but you'd think that they have the ability to put this stuff together, but they did not. But I was looking through. Oh yeah, on the flight tracker. When you're still in the general area.
Yeah.
It'll show you quite a detailed map of where you are. My army base was near the airport. You knew that, right? I was in the army. Trucker.
Trucker?
You knew of this?
I might have heard something about it somewhere along the line.
So I was right near the airport. So I was looking on the thing, and I was trying to find where the base was, just in relation. I knew a couple of the cities, Shoam, and they were kind of across the street. I've never seen a map that named my base by name. I think there's a law against it, in fact, where they don't list Machane Yitzchak Rabin.
Maybe don't
Is
put it
the-
up on the...
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. Maybe this is a bad idea.
But yeah, they listed the name of my base, the actual name of the base, which goes against the law, on an El Al flight, no less.
Well, it's a government airline. They
Rationalize that one for me. The fucking the Israeli
same people that run the army run the
airlines
the government
are going against their own laws. Like one of the biggest laws that they have is, not disclosing the locations of the bases, and they handed to you on a fucking silver platter on the plane.
Was it really on a silver platter?
No, it wasn't at all. It was on a screen, which was more expensive than a silver platter. So fuck you.
Did you have one of the screens in the headrest of
Yeah.
with
It was actually
remote control?
on El Al. It was actually the most one of the best designed. The first one was very nicely designed because it was flying to Heathrow, so they probably get a lot of big wigs on their flights. So they like to have a nice plane for that. My flight from France to Israel was. We'll get to that.
Big wigs.
As opposed to little wigs.
I'm a big pile of hair just sitting in a chair, and they have to.
Yes.
They take up most of the plane.
Yes. I was okay. So.
Oh my God! You took a picture of everything, didn't you, James?
No, I took a picture of one thing and then another thing and then other things. But I did. I was curious about because I haven't seen it. I want to look it up actually right now. But I was going through the categories on the menus of the movies. And now he sees it.
You said category, and I noticed it.
So we're gonna look this up because I haven't seen it. That was a great reaction. Thanks, dude.
That's.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
I know some people that might consider that a bit of a comedy.
Let's see. Okay. Well, it's not listed as one. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one up on the screen for y'all, folks. So going through the categories, I see. I'm looking for a movie. There's 27 pages of these, even narrowing it down by category. But under the category of comedy, they listed 101 Dalmatians, live action one with Glenn Close.
I understand why that's a comedy.
Yeah, and I don't know these other two movies afterwards.
Never heard of 17 again. Never
or
heard
27
of 27.
It was
Dresses.
by it was alphabetical, but none of these are
I get that.
but the second one was 12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's a comedy.
Did you see it?
I don't think so.
It could have been hilarious. I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
So I looked it up on the IMDb, and it's not. It's biography, drama, and history. So there's no comedy mention here. Here, let's look at the plot keywords: torture, whipping, slavery, male frontal nudity, separation from family.
See it? Well,
Comedy. Comedy. That's comedy right there. If it isn't, I don't know what comedy is. No, there's nowhere else that it lists. But actually, you know what? While we're here, because it's a racially directed movie, I just want to see how it breaks this down. Oh, and there's the 5,275 people that voted it won the worst possible rating because it was a terrible movie, or probably just they were racists. But yeah, here you see normal ratings, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and then 10 is obviously biased. It's I don't think it was a 10, but it was, from what I heard, it was a good movie. But then these guys who voted it,
Go see Stripes.
Stripes?
You see
Why
Stripes?
Stripes? Yeah. Oh, is it Stripes?
What you got, Stripes?
That was cute, Steve. What are we looking at here?
The rating things you were just showing me for, 6.9. Seriously?
Well, it wasn't a great movie. Here, 391 people voted a 1. This movie has been around since 1981. It's been around for
391
37 years.
racist people.
Racist?
I don't know. They voted it only a 1.
No, no. When you see there's a gradual decline. There's not a spike at 1. Like you had at Schindler's List, like you had at Black Panther, like you had in 12 Years a Slave, like you'll have in any racially driven movie, you'll have that spike of 1s. This is a gradual decline because probably, I know a lot of people don't like Bill Murray. I know a lot of people don't like him.
I don't know if I would define that as gradual.
7,
3, 1.
7, 4, 3. Yeah, this is gradual. You could just look at the numbers, how the numbers drop and rise. As opposed to any of the other movies. This is...
Okay, now go back to 7 Days a Slave.
That's not so bad.
7 years. Fuck you, man. You're way too lazy. You wouldn't make 7 hours.
Spike. It's a spike of almost 3 times as much.
Well, it also has a hell of a lot more votes than Stripes does. A hell of a lot more.
Okay, but the ratios are still the same. The number doesn't make a difference. It's the ratio that you're looking at. It's not like Stripes had 1, and these have, 5,000.
That could be a whole bunch of black people that say they don't like the way the movie was. It could be people just didn't like it. Why does it have?
Could be some of them.
Why does it have to mean?
Was it a comedy though? Back to that. Was it a comedy?
I don't know.
I don't think it was a comedy.
See it, but I mean, we both laughed when you were reading the keywords. Who doesn't like male nudity and whippings?
Yes.
Shit almost writes itself, and that, the jokes almost write themselves.
Yeah, America was fun. America was definitely fun.
What kind of slave jokes is that appropriate? What did one slave say to the other slave? Nothing. They weren't allowed to talk to each other. Don't be stupid. You can edit that out, right?
We'll just put this over it. Oh, not that. We'll put this over it.
We need a dump button.
Do you think this says something else in other cities?
Maybe. Well, yeah, probably.
Is there?
I don't think you're gonna find in Newark, New Jersey, and find that.
Is there? Like, who uses this? Who says, this is a great design. This will fit in nothing really well.
I don't know, sports fans?
I'm confused by this. Number one
how big is
fan
that?
power bank.
I mean, I guess it really is a big foam finger.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's the size of a full hand. There's probably like 3 18650s in it.
Looks horrible.
You know what an 18650 is?
Did you buy one? Is that what you're gonna show? Oh.
No, 18650 is these batteries, which do last a while, but that's a terrible fucking design for a power bank.
Yeah, unless you're at like it looks like it's at a sporting goods store.
No, it was just at like Target or something, and they have an aisle of
All right,
all this
I don't know,
bullshit.
maybe you're gonna go do some. You're going to the game, and you want your foam finger.
You're not going to the game, and you're not.
You want your foam finger, and you want to be able to charge your phone at the same time. I would definitely never, ever, ever, ever buy that.
Nobody would.
And if somebody bought that for me, I would probably use it to smother them. Which would really be difficult, but I would really put in the extra effort.
Yeah. But I don't know. You know what was weird? Before I even got to the States, still on these flights, man. Have you ever been to Heathrow?
No.
It is a weird airport.
Why?
Because I land at like Terminal 2, 4.
You
I landed at
asking me
Terminal
or
4,
telling me?
and I had to get to Terminal 2. How do you think you would get from Terminal 4 to Terminal 2?
Walk down to terminal.
No, there's a bus. Like you need to take a tram, not a tram, like a bus service. How do you think you get there?
By foot?
No, come on. Help
I
out
don't
with
know,
this
I don't-
conversation.
No idea.
There's a tram,
Okay, you have to walk
but
to
you're
the tram and the tram
and then you
takes
get
to the thing.
and it takes you straight to 2,
Probably
or maybe
not,
3, 2.
I would assume.
No, it goes 4, 1, 3, and then 2 terminals.
Oh, that's an odd numbering system.
I had 2.5 hours between flights. I got there on time. It was okay. But like, what the fuck is this?
You had nothing better to do.
For what? That's just bizarre. Why not number them like according to the, order? It's like a 20-minute ride too throughout the airport.
Weird.
It's very stupid.
Ooh,
Um,
tart.
piece of candies. Piece of candies. But yeah, so I get to Heathrow, walking out the jetway, and it's, nice and warm still, from the airport, from the plane, warm.
I know you said jet walk, but I still say I still see my head catwalk.
I said jetway.
Jetway. Yeah, that's what I said.
Um,
And I still see catwalk. Walking with your bag.
Catway,
Catwalk.
but I didn't say jetwalk. I said jetway.
I said yes, and I know that's what you said.
So
but in my-
neither of the words
in my
are
head,
anything
I
that
still
you were
picture
hearing.
just walking down the catwalk.
So
don't
I did my little turn on the jetway, on the jetway. Did my little turn on the jet.
All right, come on, keep going. It's too fucking late for this.
And I get to
Tired.
my next terminal. It was still kind of cool. It wasn't warm by any means, but it wasn't so cold. Yeah, I'm in fucking London. I would assume it would be like freezing. Get on the plane. I'm waiting around. Finally get on the plane. I had USB ports on every flight, and it was great. So I just still had my shit. I get to Philadelphia, and I had to change planes again. I've been to Philly before. I've been to the airport before, so I kind of remembered where I was going. Finally got there. I got a SIM card for my phone. Call my parents and everyone and stuff.
Everyone?
Everyone.
That must have used up a lot.
You
of
guys
your-
all heard me, right? I called everyone. But we landed in Kansas City. Their jetway was not heated. I get out of the plane. And there's this little gust of wind coming from underneath. You know Lewis Black?
I've heard of him.
I could not help myself. Walking out, pass over the space between the jetway and the plane, between the jetwalk, catway and the plane. Shoots up my leg. Fuck! It's cold. It was cold.
Did you really scream like that?
I did, and people turned around and they looked at me and they laughed. I was not expecting laughter, but
Were you expecting bullets?
Kansas. Yes. Yeah, it was really cold. It was really cold the whole time. At no point was it not freezing. I haven't seen snow in 10 years. Hadn't. I haven't seen snow in 2 days
10 years?
since I was in St. Louis.
Go up north. They have some.
Yeah, but that's shitty snow. It's Jewish snow.
What, it's cheap?
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, it was cold. So yeah. And then I went to my barbecue place, which I have to go to every time I go to the States. This is it's down south. Like I live
Mississippi?
on basically, my parents live on basically like 111th Street. It's called College Boulevard.
It's bad neighborhood in New York.
And I need to get down to 175th Street,
It's a really bad neighborhood.
which is
Harlem.
far, like it's not close. It's a different city already.
That you say all together.
It's late. So I get down there and get my barbecue, and I ordered a shirt. Did I tell you about this? I ordered a shirt from there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I got a bottle of their
Let's see it.
sauce. I got a bottle of their sauce. And because their sauce is amazing, but their sauce doesn't have preservatives. So I can't really get it here. I can't really have it shipped here in any way either, unless on dry ice. So I'm not really getting their sauce here. That's not happening. But it's amazing. So we went there. I absolutely have to have it. It's their burnt ends. They call them brownies. Do you know what brownies are?
Yes.
Do you know what burnt ends are?
Yes.
Do you know what barbecue is?
Yes.
Okay, so those. No, it's just incredible. It's very, very tasty food.
All right, moving on. Speaking of food, what? Oh,
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I forgot about all the food there.
yeah, there's a lot of food there.
Yeah. There's a lot of food there. But
When,
it's
when 2.5 years ago when I went to the States with wife and daughter, we landed. We went to the hotel room. Galia was tired and laid down for a little bit. She didn't sleep much on the plane. She had a headache. So I took Shelly out. We went to get a couple items for the room. Go to the supermarket, get a couple items. She was amazed. The size of the supermarket, the amount of food, dude, each individual cucumber separately wrapped up and it was, individually wrapped.
and they're completely flavorless.
Pre-peeled oranges in plastic containers.
Cheese.
Lots of cheese.
Mucho cheese. It reminds me, did you ever see that Borat sketch?
No.
It was actually at the end, I think it was at the end of the movie, or it was an outtake from the movie. He's going down the aisle with this guy, and he starts, he points at one of the cheeses up in the top row. He says, "Please, sir, to tell me what this product is." That one's cheese.
Oh,
Of course, the next
yeah. I remember the
This
next one and the next
and this
one.
one,
and the
sir,
next one.
please,
Yeah.
please, to tell me this one. What is this one? That one is cheese also. Thank you for the explanation. This one over here. What is
Yeah,
one?
I saw it. I do remember.
And then he gets to the end of the row, and then he goes to the next row and back. It goes on for like 20 minutes, and the guy is still fucking. He's a trooper. He's Sacha Baron Cohen isn't cracking at all, and the guy is sticking with it.
He's very polite.
He's very polite. He's very he's way too patient.
But it
yeah, no.
really is like that. I was raised in the United States. Okay, this was nothing new. This is a supermarket that I had been in 500, 1,000
And it wasn't a shock
times
to you.
in my
It was just the
lifetime at
norm.
least. But it was weird because it's been so long since I had seen it. But Shelly had never seen it before. And she was just, oh my God, there was just so much. We went into a gas station. Okay, you don't have Wawa in Kansas, do you? Circle K?
No, I know we had. We had?
Okay,
At
but you know what
Circle
I'm
K,
talking about.
but
Little
yeah.
convenience store thing, whatever, gas station, right? And she couldn't believe just the selection they had there.
The first thing I did, that reminds me.
18 coolers of drinks, and she's just like, holy shit.
The first thing I did when I got there was get a shitty coffee from the machine. The little cappuccino, not cappuccino.
French vanilla.
Or the pumpkin spice or that shit that's just sugar and fucking milk powder and water. And a twister, which was just one of those pieces of shit rolling on the little spindles like next to the hot dogs, but this was like wrapped in something. Or they have the burritos. They're terrible. This is not edible. This is not food, but I miss it. Like Taco Hell.
Give you the shits for the first 3 days you were there.
No, actually, I didn't have the shits at all. I was shitting like a man, like 2 times a day. It was coming out like a fucking machine.
2 girls, 1 James.
Well, right. So, yeah, there was some excellent food. Crazy people. Went to Walmart at a point. Walmart is
Now I want to
Walmart's
ask
a
you.
place.
I want to ask you a political question here, but I don't really want to go on a big political tangent. While you were there, now when we sit here and whenever we hear things about the United States, and we're hearing news, so of course everything has political slants and everything else. Okay, but now when you were over there, was it not on TV, like not watching the news or reading the paper or anything else, but in the people and everything else, were they sitting there so obsessed with what's going on with Trump and everything else as we are? Because when we're talking about it, when we're looking at this stuff, we're looking at we're specifically looking at news. We're not just gathering and going about our daily business.
Well, first of all, Kansas is red. Kansas City is blue. Johnson County is quite blue. Was it constantly being discussed? No. Was it clearly something that people were constantly conscientious of? Yes. I did see how people would sort of try and get a reading off of you with subtle questions, and it's very difficult. It's subconscious.
So, do you like blue hats or red hats?
No, it's
like that kind of subtle.
No, I'll have to think of an example. They weren't even thinking about it.
They start whistling Dixieland.
They weren't even thinking about it. It was very very subconscious, the way they would ask you, or they would look at you, or they would inquire how you would respond to a certain scenario. But no, people didn't really talk about it so much.
Would you consider voting for an orange man with small hands and weird hair?
But there's this place I was telling you about, Taco Villa. Taco Villa is the place that has
what the fuck is
very
that?
unconventional. Well, no, these are 2 things, two different things. We'll get into this in a minute.
That looks like what my dog
Hang on. Stop. It's not even on the screen yet. But whatever. We'll throw this up. Okay, so there's this restaurant. They've been hosting this event for a bunch of years with yeah, it was already up.
It was already up?
No, you know what you're doing.
Exactly what we talked about.
No, you were hitting the wrong key.
Excuse me? I just hit this button and F2.
Yeah, this is the wrong button. You
That's
need
the-
to hit that button.
To put up the bottom third? That was
The
supposed to
bottom
be this
third is
button.
under this.
It was supposed to be this button.
It's under. I put this up. You know what you're talking about. Don't worry about it.
I just remembered.
So this restaurant, they offer this food. Now they have these burritos, these things rolled up on top. These are little burritos. They call them Sanchos, and then they had the little nacho thing here. I'll put this back up actually. They have this little nacho thing. This is what they call a nacho, and it's one corn tortilla with cheese and salsa and jalapenos sprinkled on top. It's really good. It's really simple and really good. You really can't go wrong with it. This
It looks like the Taco Bell Mexican pizza split in half.
kind
You
of
got the two sides there.
It's like super cheap, so you just get a whole bunch of them. But you'll get like you get two of the burritos, two of the Sanchos, and a couple of these little nacho things. And they had then at the bottom right of the entire menu, you know, they have burritos and tacos and the nacho, and then sides and drinks, and then there's specials, and it's like a couple of things I've heard of. I think it was just like a plain tortilla. There was something else, and then there was the thing. So this was after we had already ordered everything, and
What's
I was
the
waiting.
thing?
Great question. I asked them the same thing while we're waiting for them to make our food, and this guy, I asked this guy, the guy who rang us up, what's this thing? It's a here you explain to him. And he signals for this to this girl. I think she was one of the managers to explain what it is. She says, "Okay, so it's like." And she's not even entirely sure how I'm gonna take this information because it's rightly named the thing. It's a fried flour tortilla, meat. Yeah, they do that kind of motion with meat, and it ends up on the fried flour tortilla. Cheese. They do this kind of thing, and then cheese falls down on top. And
Oh.
do you like jalapenos? Yeah, I'll make you one. So she makes me one, and it was this unbelievably hard to eat. Like the entire thing is falling apart. It makes no sense. It is this like as you're eating it, it is just, it's like you feel stupid. It's just the silliest concept that they've made into a food product.
I feel like it's like the breakfast pizzas I used to make at Domino's.
It is.
But then some idiot put it on the menu.
Yes, it is.
Fair enough.
Delicious. It was amazing, but it was stupid, and I felt like an idiot as I was eating it. I gave my dad had some, and this is just bizarre. Terrible idea. I'm happy they came up with it though. The thing from Taco Bell. Taco Bell is endorsed by like a bunch of actors from Kansas City. They all perform in charitable events
For Taco Bell?
for Taco Bell and in support of Children's Mercy Hospital. Yeah, you know what?
I was like, what? They're doing charity events for Taco Bell?
For Taco
Bell's
Villa.
hasn't been doing
Taco
some-
Villa.
Excuse me.
Taco Villa.
Taco Villa has been under the weather lately.
Taco Villa just opened like 4 more branches. They're doing really well. Let's see, Taco Villa and Paul Rudd. It's not just him, but it's yeah, Rob Riggle, Paul Rudd, David Koechner, and on several occasions, a bunch of other guys from Kansas. Jason Sudeikis came in, and a couple other ones. Um, but hang on one second, because we were trying to remember his name before. From Boogie Nights, Don Cheadle. Don
I
Cheadle.
knew that.
Yeah, he's shown up there. So it's actually funny. On the menu at Taco Villa, there's like a little rolling clip of these guys at the events. But yeah, America.
Wow.
I saw these too.
What are they?
These are these.
Ah, Musang King Duran.
Okay, so you don't know what durian fruit is.
No, I have no idea.
I did spell it Durain. Maybe it is actually Durain, and we're all spelling it. We're all pronouncing it wrong. This one is spelled durian, but this one is actually spelled Durain, Durain. Durian is the fruit. Obviously, you can tell it's a fruit by the spikes. That is forbidden in many areas, in many planes, in taxis, and countries, because it smells like rotting asshole.
Well, you know, I know when I'm sitting around
But it
playing
tastes like
video
custard.
games. I know when I'm sitting around playing video games and I want something that smells like, and I want a piece of fruit. I want it to smell like rotting asshole.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Couldn't you just open a thing of pudding if you want something that tastes like pudding?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the draw is to this.
Jello pudding.
It's from what I understand, it's not really all that great. You know, it's an interesting texture and it's unique.
So it's shitty pudding that tastes.
I think
smells like
I think it's just that it's so bizarre that it has that draw to it. YouTube videos, you know, people who want to eat it as a dare, more than like, you know, attain nourishment from it. I don't really know that it's that kind of
You don't think maybe it's like
food.
A bunch of snotty assholes are going, aha, you just don't appreciate the smell of good rotting.
No,
asshole.
I think it's really, I think it's really really common in the southeast. It's from Thailand or Cambodia, you know, areas like that. I think it's popular there, just because they've always grown up with it. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's all that and a bag of potato chips. There were a few videos that I took on my phone, but I sent them through WhatsApp, so they did not show up in my camera pictures. So let me see if I can find these. I can find them.
We're gonna have to edit this.
But no, well they're not there, and
We'll
they're
have to do
not
a part
there.
2 where we eat candy or something.
Yeah. Ooh, do you know what a meatball grounder is? Do you eat those items?
Is it like a meatball sub?
They they take a baguette, chop off the end, dig out the insides. I think they use some sort of a tool.
I've seen that. Bunch of meatballs and some sauce. The whole fucking loaf of bread.
Oh my god.
I have seen that somewhere.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I have not had one, but I know I have seen that. It might have been on like some Fat Fucks of America TV show or something.
No flashlight. I don't need the flashlight. Sorry, guys.
No, you don't want to blind the camera.
Let's see if this works.
That
I'm trying to avoid the flash. That is a meatball grounder or grinder. I don't know. There's a few names for it. This is weird. they put this stopper on the end of it, uh, and then you pop that out, and you have meatball and juice and cheese inside, and you just like stand it upright, and you munch away at it, and it's just it's like a long, tall, edible bowl. It's like a champagne flute. an edible champagne flute.
Stuffed with meatballs and cheese, and you can eat it.
And marinara sauce.
Now I'm hungry.
Champagne flute made of bread. But yeah, it was incredible. So I had a lot of fun. I ate a lot of food. This is what we call Mexican food. It's,
Let me see that. Yeah, that looks good.
That's an enchilada. That's from Jalapenos is the name of the restaurant. Jalapenos. I had the what's it called, the jalapeno
Poppers?
dip burrito enchilada, and my dad had tamales, and it was just great. It was just great.
Sounds great.
So the whole first week of the event was surrounding my mom and my aunt's birthday. My brother and sister-in-law came in town. Their 4 kids came in town. My aunt and uncle came in town, also from LA. And it was amazing. I got to see a lot of family and cousins and aunts and uncles and yeah, all those people. So it was dinner and then lunch, then dinner, then breakfast, then lunch. All massively organized family events. And then it was just hanging out with my nieces and nephew. I had never met my nephew. Wow. This was the first time. And he is so much fun. Very inquisitive. He's a great dancer, you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first week. And the second week was just hanging out with my friends. I didn't actually even tell them or contact them when I landed, because there was just too much going on, and I would have had time to meet up with them, just with the hecticity.
Like the whole first week, you didn't hang out with your friends at all?
No, I didn't have time.
Wow. Constantly
busy. But it was fun. Like I was hanging out with like my cousins or my friends also, and I saw both of them, but everybody came in town. It was really incredible. It was the first time we'd all been in town at the same time in like 18 years.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, my mom has 2 sisters, and they both have 2 kids. So for all 6 of us, and well, no, one of them his kids weren't there, but all 6 of the kids were there, and all 6 of all 12 of all 6 of the parents, and other people. So it was really cool. Going around the city and all that stuff.
It sounds like it was really cool.
Food, barbecue. You don't know barbecue, so fuck you. And I did that thing also.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah. I kind of want to eat one. Oh yeah. They gave those on the plane, but I didn't want. I ate so much on the plane. On my flight in to Tel Aviv, into the U.S., I 3 flights. I had like 12 meals. like I
Were
get
any
to,
of them good?
I get to the last flight, and they're like getting ready to serve me the last meal. I'm like, shit, man, I don't know if I can fit it in. Been eating airplane food for the past 26 hours.
26 hours to get home.
No, but it was a bunch of hours. On the way back, it was a total of 24 hours, calculating for the time difference. But I don't sleep on the plane, so it was exceptionally nightmarish.
I can sometimes. I usually manage to get a couple hours of sleep, but I usually try and do is stay up 36 hours before the flight.
That's what I was trying to do.
And then I get on the flight and I just pass out.
Yeah, I tried to do that. That was a plan.
But it only works sometimes.
It didn't work this time. I was miserable. So, wait. Well, we'll get into that in a second.
No, dude,
Oh yeah, we got 10 minutes.
you're not the one that has to be up in a couple hours.
All right. Well, so we had obviously, being from Kansas, one of the meals had to be dominated by barbecue. So we dominated by barbecue. This was, it may still be, one of the Zagat's #1 rated barbecue restaurants in the world.
In the world.
In the world.
The entire world.
In the entire universe. It's called Jack Stack. And it's the tits.
Is this from the plane or something?
This is from the plane. Extra shit that I didn't want from the plane.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It's not bad. Where was this from? Which flight was this?
Fruit.
It's dried fruit. It's really simple, but pineapple, cranberries, papaya, sugar, sunflower oil. You know what like fruitcake fruits are?
No.
Like the little cubes of fruit?
Yes.
You know what those fruits are?
No.
Etrog.
Did not know that.
They're not really, it's not that they're not edible. There's just not much to them. It's like mostly peel. So they just take the peel and flavor it because it is edible. Fascinating, right?
Not really. But yeah, sure. Whatever floats your boat.
So
Tickles the pickle.
so parties and events and friends and places and yeah, all those things. They were all fun. I haven't seen my family in a long time. I haven't seen my friends in a long time. So getting to hang out and, partying and stuff.
So they had no heads up that you were coming. It was just like, hey, I'm here.
No. No, they knew I was coming.
Ah.
But I didn't, and I told my friend, I'm going to be quite busy until the thing. Until next week. I tried to hang out. I tried to hang out a few times, but it was just too hectic. No time. But yeah, after I was hanging out with them, yeah, I went to a couple of bars, hung out, good times. Radio stations have changed. I used to say good times, great golden oldies. Oldies 95. It's a radio station. But every time somebody would say good times, I would remind me good times and great golden oldies. Oldies 95.
Alrighty then.
Oldies 95 is not Oldies 95 now. Oldies, 95, it was 94.9, but they called it Oldies 95. 95 is like classic rock.
Wow.
Is that the new oldies?
Yes, it is.
I mean, I'm talking 20 years later, add 20 years onto, Richie Valens and not Little Richard, Frankie Valli and all of those guys, and you get classic rock. Add 20 years to 1950s, 50s, 60s, you got 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, math.
And that's classic rock. So did the station change because it's a different call sign? Or did they just continue playing the same span of years ago?
Or both.
Or neither?
Well, it was definitely some of them. You yourself said it changed.
Yes. They did change. But then, yeah. So as I was checking into my flight, on my way there, not starting the story over at all, but on my as I was leaving, I was checking my flight, and it said, okay, so my flight was from Tel Aviv to Heathrow to Philly to Kansas City, and on the way back it was Kansas City to Dallas to Paris to Tel Aviv. So as I'm checking in, I say, okay, great. So I got the Tel Aviv, Heathrow, Philly, Kansas City, awesome. And then on the way back, I see the Dallas to Paris, Paris to Tel Aviv. Great. Oh wait, where's the Kansas City to Dallas flight? Just disappeared. It was no more, as though I would have to now drive to Dallas to get a flight back home, or drive to Dallas. Well, actually, it's kind of that way, because that's south, but Dallas is that way. So we emailed them. We're like, what the fuck is going on? They had no idea. Not only that, and this was all American. Eventually they figured it out, and I think it was just like their system didn't populate the information fully, maybe in the email that they sent to us, which is kind of weird, and that doesn't really happen. But finally, I saw that that flight was back. Now, I had chosen my seats for these flights returning. I did not get any of the seats that I chose.
Huh.
Every single seat on my way back was in a window seat on the side facing north. Yeah, facing north. So I got sun the entire flight. Each of the flights from Kansas City to Dallas to, well, Dallas, that was an hour flight. But Dallas to France, the 8.5 hours was all facing north. So I got sun the entire way until nighttime, because it was an overnight flight. And then the flight from Paris to Tel Aviv was, I'm going to say, hands down the worst flight I've ever been on in my entire life. I think it's safe to say that. I was not a fan of this flight. And I would like to let this be known that this is, well, you'll live if this is your flight. But yeah, this is not an ideal scenario for flying. We're not even in the air yet. And it's squeaking like this. Constantly. 4.5 hours of this. Now, I survived. I am alive. But every fucking movement of the plane, my chair even squawk. Yeah. So that happened. That wasn't fun. I didn't like that. But there wasn't really anything I could do about it. So I stayed on the plane. But luckily, I gotta say, Starbucks got the better of me. I wanted a coffee. They got $8 out of me.
No monitors in the headrest there.
No, on the Tel Aviv flight, no, there were no monitors on the headrests.
Yeah, we didn't have them on the way back from it. We had them on the way to Italy, not on the way back.
Now,
much better with them.
Now, okay. I gotta ask. Do you see it?
No.
Let's go this way. Do you see it there? I'll point to it. It's that right there.
Okay, what is that?
I'm going to go back to it over here. Do you see it?
No, the camera.
Why?
So the pilot can see what's going on.
I don't think the pilot needs to see what's going on. The pilot needs to pilot the fucking plane.
Well, if there's a hijacking, the pilot will have an instantly know. And that also might be able to be monitored by the ground.
I think it's...
So they would know even before...
That could be. That could be. Though this plane...
For security purposes. I mean, happens, they want to have a record
If not for these monitors, and the monitors just kept going up and down at random intervals for no reason. Like they were putting some... I forgot what the movie was. Something with somebody. And this screen would close... This one and the one adjacent to it on this side would close and open randomly, and this one would stay open, and this one would close and open randomly for no reason. But on the flight from France, that was interesting. We did have monitors on the headrests. Let me see actually if I have a picture of those. No, I didn't get a picture in France. But they had a monitor in the headrest that had, obviously this was a night flight, like I said. So, they dim the lights. Ooh, have you ever seen the electronic shades on the windows on planes?
Yeah.
With buttons. And it's basically an LCD screen. And it slowly darkens.
I think we had that on the way to Italy.
But they have an override up front. So like when they want all the lights on, like they would come by, in the morning on a flight, and they would ask you to open the...
And they go bloop.
Yeah, so they turn them on. But luckily it's nice. It's not just bloop. It's very gradual. It's very smooth. But they had on the monitors, there was a button. There was, not a button, but there's like a little white circle that you can tap and it turns off the screen. But to the right and left of it are what looked like two proximity sensors. And they were. You move your hand in front of it and the little circle turns on, and the plug for the headphones and the USB jack, they both turn on. But yeah, these two little lights come on. These, if you move your hand closer to it, you can see there's a little infrared beam that's lighting.
Mm.
But no, France was cool. But I was only there for a few minutes. But like, if you want to be taken seriously, clean your fucking plane. Like even this kind of shit. That kind of shit. I didn't see anything like this on any of the other flights. They were, clean, because, they'll spray it down after a flight. It's like we're getting in a fucking abandoned plane here. It was very and the turbulence was beyond comprehension. This was just terrible. The flight takes off, and as soon as it starts to level out, it'll take off like this, and then it'll level out, but it'll still climb, but at a slower rate. Um, as soon as it gets to that point, fasten seatbelt sign is still on. Everyone in the plane just starts getting up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's all these French people and maybe Israelis too, and everybody's just getting up and meandering around. This guy brings his daughter out, and they're walking down the fucking aisles. This is like third world fucking. You remember The Golden Child, the movie The Golden Child?
Yes.
When he's singing on the plane, and it's all like dirty and nasty, and this was my flight. This was an El Al plane. But flight attendants, stewardesses, can we call them stewardesses still?
Sure.
They were hot. So,
Good stuff.
does that make it worth it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Tell us in the comments below. All right, folks. That is us. You are you. We'll catch you later. Right? Anything else?
Spay and neuter him.
Right. Peace.
Peace.